thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Cynthia, and today I'm going to be creating some tags using the beautiful printables that Ruby and Pearl XO has in her shop. This is actually the first episode to a little series where we're going to be creating different types of ephemera to go into a journal that is fully inspired by some of her digital kits. So here I'm using the Vintage Ladies, and I'm also going to be using some of the French blue collection that she has in her shop. So these two kits were really the source of inspiration for this series and the different pieces of ephemera that I'll be creating with you. First off, I'm just picking out some pictures that I would like to use. I'm trying to find some pictures that are a little bit smaller so that they fit a little bit more nicely onto a tag. What I've done here is I've tea stained a file folder. So I just pre-cut 4 different tags. They're different shapes, different sizes, and those are what I'm going to use as a base for the tags. So I'm going to be collaging different types of papers. So some of the printables, some music sheet, different book pages, as well as, of course, those beautiful ladies. So I'm just starting off by trying to figure out which image I'll use on which tag, and then I'll just place them and start my collaging by ripping some bigger pieces and trying to piece them together, just alternating different colors and different textures, different shapes. But I'm very inspired by Heather, by everything that she creates, and I'll list all of her stuff down below. She has quite a few really interesting videos where she talks a little bit about her process on how she selects different papers and how she likes to mix different shades of creams and whites, and I just find her very inspiring, and I encourage you to go check out her videos if you haven't already. There's just so much to learn from her, I find. So I'm just starting off by this beautiful piece of blue paper. I think it's like a drawing of some sort of maybe fabric, or I'm not too sure, but it is absolutely gorgeous, and it's really what inspired me to continue and create a whole journal based on this particular tag I'm currently assembling. So you'll just see me assembling some of the different pieces of paper, and then once I've kind of gathered a bit of an idea of what each tag is going to look like, then I'll start gluing. now that I've assembled each tag a little bit, I'm gonna move on to actually starting to glue. I am using my glue stick for this project as I do plan on sewing around each of the tags. Now, of course, you're welcome to use some wet glue if you're not planning on doing that. I also want to mention that I finally decided to try out having a glue book as Martina from Teal and Tattered uses. I have been thinking about trying it out and just never really took the time to do it, and it's actually so useful and makes collaging a lot easier when you're using your glue stick. So if you do like to use your glue stick for collages, I definitely encourage you to try it out. I find that it made creating these tags a lot easier. So I'm applying glue to each of the pieces, and I am using my little tool here to just press down and make sure that there are no air bubbles, and just trying to make sure that I'm covering every little bit of the base. doing the collaging, I'm just gonna trim off some of the excess. If there's just little bits that are poking out, I don't mind that. I like the texture that it adds, but chunkier pieces I will obviously remove, and then I'll be ready to add on to the base. So essentially, I've just created the first part of the collage, and then I just want to add a little bit of texture by using some embossed papers to frame some of the pictures that I have selected. And I also want to add a little piece of fabric to each of the tags. So here's the piece of embossed paper that I'm using. It is a paper from Heather from Rose Hill Paper Cottage. That's where I always get my embossed papers. She just makes the best handmade papers. And I'm just using a little piece on each one of the tag to just add a little bit more interest and a different texture aspect. And like I said, just to frame a little bit more the printable of the vintage lady that I've selected for each one of the tag. I'm also going to be sewing around each of the tags, as well as sewing the piece of fabric that I'll be adding to each one of the tags. I hope that you are all doing really well. Things are very quiet over here, and I've just been working quite a bit, so I'm trying my best to record when I can, but I don't always get around to it, unfortunately. So I hope you don't mind the little bit of inconsistency in how often I post. I was also thinking not too long ago about how I'm always recording in my pajamas, and I hope you guys don't mind that. I know a lot of creators just, I don't know if they put effort into it or if they just don't create in their pajamas. But I tend to create in the morning, and that's when I feel most inspired, and obviously I create on my days off, so I'm fully in my pajamas always. So here you have the tags that I've sewn all around, and I'll be ready to add just a little piece of either that beautiful velvet ribbon, or I also have just like a chiffon ribbon. And I'm just using my scissors to cut it. I tried to rip it and then it just wasn't working, so I just cut all the way through instead. And just trying to figure out a little bit of how I'm gonna make this piece make sense onto the tag. I want to ruffle it a little bit, and I'm just gonna use my stapler to add that onto it here. since I have another piece of velvet left, I am going to use it on one of the other tags, and then for the two other ones I am going to be using a punch hole and put some little reinforcement stickers on there and just run through the ribbon through the hole. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're all doing really well. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to. If you have, thank you so much. It means so much to me. And I will talk to you in my next video. Thank you and have a good day.